Hello, welcome to a Tech Tuesday video. In this video, I will show you how to save documents in Microsoft Word. Of course, the first thing you want to do is open up Microsoft Word. I have it pinned to my taskbar, so I'm going to press Windows 4 to open that up quickly. I do have a video going over how to add applications to your taskbar, so you could use similar key commands to open up applications very quickly on my channel. So if you're interested in that, check that out.
Taskbar start button off. Opening Word. Opening Word. New templates list box. Blank document.
All right, so there you heard blank document. I'm going to press enter.
Press Alt plus I to draft with Copilot. Edit.
All right, so it said edit, so it's ready to start typing. So I'm going to type in, this is a test, just something quick to write. There are two methods of saving a document. The first one is to press Control S, and the second one is to press F12. If you go with the first method by pressing Control S, a dialog box will open up and it'll let you know if you want to save it into your default file. Typically, the default file is your documents folder. You could go in there and change what the default is, but if you always want to save things in your document folder or whatever default folder you have it set to, then you could press Control S and save it that way. However, I highly recommend using the second method, which is pressing the F12 key. So remember, the function keys are the ones at the very top of your keyboard. They are much smaller compared to the rest of the keys. So if you start from the top of your keyboard, on the left side, there's going to be that small key, and there's going to be this little raised bar. That is your escape key. So you're going to move one over to the right, and that starts with F1. So you're just going to count all the way to F12. I'm going to press that now.
Save as dialog. File name. Edit combo. This is a test. Alt plus N.
All right. So this is the Save As dialog box. Here, it always sets whatever the first few words of your document as the title. It is selected right now, so I could press backspace and it'll erase the entire thing. So here I'm just going to erase
deleted.
it, and I'm going to type in test document. All right, I'm going to let you hear that.
Test document.
All right, perfect. So here I could press enter, but again, it's set to my default file. The reason I recommend this one is because it gives you a tree view of all the files you have saved on your File Explorer. So to get to that tree view, we are going to Shift Tab. So Shift Tab once.
Shell view, shell folder view, items view list box,
Shift
header,
tab
names,
again.
name, Braille, 1 of 126.
All right, so second Shift Tab, it gives you your default folder, which again, it's Documents. I'm going to Shift Tab one more time.
Control Host, navigation pane preview, documents OneDrive closed, 9 of 19.
All right, and there you heard, this is the tree view. This is where all your folders that you have stored in your File Explorer on your computer are located. You could use first load navigation if you already have a file in mind that you want to save it to. So for me, I want to save it in a test folder I created in a previous video I did. So I'm going to press the letter T.
Level 2, testing folder OneDrive closed, 18 of 19.
Perfect, so there it is. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to press enter. And what that does is it changes the focus onto this folder.
Backups 2/11/2026 3:19 p.m. file folder 1 of 5.
Okay, there you heard the information for this folder. It is 1 out of 5. So what I want to do is I'm going to look for the folder that I want to put this in.
Discuss documents 3 of 5.
Okay, here is my document folder I have within my main folder. So I'm going to press enter so that way the focus goes into this folder.
Shell folder view, Explorer pane, folder layout pane, shell folder view, items view list box, laptop information 2/.
All right, and there it opens up the folder and it just lets you know what you have in here. But the main goal is just to open up the folder you want to save this document into. Remember, the goal of this is to keep your files organized. I do have a video on my channel that goes over how you could organize and create new folders to keep everything tidy. So if you're interested in that, check that video out. Okay, so here you heard that it was the file name and it changed it to the last thing my focus was on. That is one thing you need to note, is that when you move your focus to different files, it wants to change your file that you are currently saving to a different name. So you just need to remember that you want to come back in here, backspace to erase all of this.
N selection deleted.
All right, selection deleted. That lets you know everything was deleted. And I'm going to rename this. So I'm going to press test and then document.
Test document.
All right, there you go. So I renamed it and it's back to test document. It doesn't always happen, so it won't always change the name, but there are moments when it will. So you just need to keep an eye out for that. So here you could press tab to find the save button, but you could also press enter and it will save it automatically. So I'm going to press enter now.
Test document. Microsoft Word document. Edit.
Perfect. And the way you know, I have my feedback sound on, so that let me know. But if you don't have that feature on, it will tell you the new name of the document and it will say edit, and that lets you know you're back in the document. So here I could press enter. Second line of typing. All right, and I'm going to let you hear this.
Second line of typing.
Perfect. So now that I added new information, remember, it's already saved. It's already placed inside a folder. So from here, what you want to do is now you are going to press Control S to save any new information you add to this new created file. I'm going to press Control S now.
Save.
And there you go. Again, the feedback lets me know, but it also tells you save. So it lets you know that everything that you added to this file is now saved. Remember, pressing F12 is saving as, which means you're creating a brand new file for this document. So you only want to do it once when it's a new document. After you make the new document and you start making more changes to it, you add more text or you change some of the text, then from there, you're going to press Control S to save all the new updated information. Quick summary. When saving a new Word document, there are two methods of saving it. You can press Control S or you could press the F12 key. Control S saves the document in your default folder, whereas F12 is the Save As button. So that opens up the dialog box that lets you go into the tree view and check which folder you want the file to be saved in. Remember, after pressing F12, it's going to land you into the file name. You just want to backspace and type in the name you want the file to have. Then you're going to Shift Tab 2 times, and that's going to put you into the tree view. There, you'll have a list of all the folders you have created and in your File Explorer. You'll just down arrow, find the folder you want it in, press Enter to move the focus onto that folder. Then you are going to press Tab once, and it's going to put you in the list of folders that you have within the folder you've made the focus go onto. Once you press Enter on the folder you want to save the file in, you are going to press Tab 2 more times, and it's going to put you back in the file name. There, you want to make sure that the file name is still set to what you named the file. After you name it, you are going to press Enter, and it's going to save for you. If you are interested in one-on-one training using either assistive technology or learning how to read and write in Braille, my company Braille Dash offers those services. For more information, send me an email at janet@brailledash.com. Also follow Braille Dash on Facebook and Instagram. The link to both those socials will be in the description below.